So to start, what about this film and the role of Dwight Tufford stood out to you when you first heard of it?
Um, the film was brought to my production company, Dark Dreams Entertainment, and I saw that Guy Pearce was attached. I read the script, was really blown away by the narrative of the story, and kind of used any excuse to be in any scene with Guy. It just happened to be Dwight Tufford. And so, yeah, I mean, he's obviously quite a complicated character. Um, and I think when you play these sort of characters, you have a little bit more freedom to um, go external with your actions, with your presentation of who you think this person is. And I had a lot of fun. I really did. For the circumstances of what the character's position is, I had a lot of fun. Yeah.
So then, did you know Guy Pearce ahead of time?
Oh, absolutely. I'm obviously a huge fan of film. That's why I'm in film, or lucky enough to be in film. But I grew up with Guy's films, The Count of Monte Cristo, Memento, uh, even to the Iron Man that he was in. Yeah, he is definitely someone that I look up to, and to have the opportunity to work with him was incredible. He's such a humble and giving partner. In any scene, he's so humble and wants the best performance for both. And when the camera is, when you make a movie, a camera is on you and you do the scene, and then the camera is on him and you do the scene. And not always you have an experience where an actor is giving the same performance when the camera is on you. But Guy is 100% whether the camera is on him or not on him. He just enjoys the creativity, and it's really refreshing to see someone who is a master at his craft working like that.
Yeah. And I thought this movie was really interesting because, like in the Infernal Machine, there have been real world violent acts influenced by novels, such
Mm.
as Catcher in the Rye and John Lennon's murder. Did you consider or look into any real life events to prepare for your role?
No, I actually didn't even know that's really interesting. Where were you when I needed to prep for this movie? No, I am a big softie. Unfortunately, my threshold for violence is very little. I can't really engage that much. So I was very lucky that a lot of the character was already on the page. So I just went from the script that Andrew wrote, and then yeah, I had, as I said again, a great scene partner. So things were pretty easy for me.
Right. And of course, you have the script to go off of, but did you base your portrayal of Dwight more around the obvious fact that he's someone who killed a lot of people, or did you try to lean into any nuance at all?
What do you mean by that?
Did you try to make him seem a little more sympathetic than most people would believe at first glance?
Uh, I don't think I'm trying to do anything for an audience to have like a certain judgment. I'm just going in with my own relationship with that character. Obviously, the man has done unquestionably dreadful things. Um, but I try to understand why he's done that. And I think those things are what are appealing to me as an actor, because I can have this interesting relationship with a make-believe character and kind of have almost like a therapy lesson or session with someone on the page to kind of understand their point of view. And that's the strange thing about our job, is kind of our judgment in everyday life towards people like this is 100% one way. And when you are put in a position to play a character like this, you have to try and find reason why this person has acted the way that they have and done such horrific things. And that huge challenge, especially for a man who's quite empathetic, is something that I was really interested in. But I will go back. It's, again, the reason why I did the movie was because of Guy. And I go on this long tangent explaining to you about preparation for character. It really didn't matter. As soon as I was in the scene with Guy, anything that I had prepped kind of went out the window, because working with him, you kind of go into a different, kind of a different ether. He's so giving and kind of subtly guides you through the scene and kind of holds that space for you. So yeah.
And what's also interesting is that we probably hear more about Dwight than we actually see him, and yet he makes such a huge impact on the film. How did you go about reaching the right level of intensity in the scenes that you had, especially those with Guy?
Yeah. Well, I only have scenes with Guy in the film. And Andrew Hunt, the director, he's the captain of the ship. He's the director. It's his choice. My job is to give different variables in takes. So some takes I did more extreme than others. He's the painter of the canvas. So to answer your question, it was really a choice of what Andrew chose out of the performance. For me, I did less and I did more, and he chose what you see on screen.
Yep. And you talked about trying to understand the character that you played. And in this movie, basically every main character has done something immoral. Well, Dwight's were probably the most extreme, but to what extent did you end up sympathizing with him after playing him in the movie?
Zero.
Not even a little bit?
No, I mean, I can't sympathize personally with someone who acts out of violence, but that's my personal morals. I'm sure many people have different morals and ethics, but for me, violence is a non-starter.
Yep, that's fair. And what was your biggest takeaway from being part of this movie, either related to the story or just your experience filming it?
Well, it was the first, me and my producing partner, who is my brother, it was the first, we had done 2 movies before that, which we are very proud of, but it was the first movie that our company, Dark Dreams Entertainment, that we felt like we're really moving in the direction as a company with the films that we want to do. And that's really exciting in itself, because when you're building a company or an entertainment company, you kind of have a vision of what you want the company to be represented. Like A24 has a certain caliber of film, Sony Classics. And so it's about finding that balance. And, yeah, we're heading in the right direction. And that kind of was the turning point for us.
What do you hope to do next with this production company?
I don't know what I'm allowed to say. I can't see my I can't see my producing partner who can tell me, but we're doing some really good films. Yeah, all I'll say is we're doing some very good films.